Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the psychological thriller horror film, May. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. Because of her lazy eye, May, Angela Bettis, had a rough upbringing that made her feel out of place and awkward. She is a shy, lonely young woman now. May's mother takes her to the eye doctor when she was a little child, who advises May to wear an eye patch to fix her vision. Sadly, this simply makes the other kids stare at her strangely, especially on the first day of school when one of her classmates wonders whether she's a pirate. Her sole true friend is a glass-encased doll fashioned by her mother and given to May for her birthday. She doesn't engage with others in her life for very long. Her mother gives her the gift and then advises her, if you can't find a friend, make one. In her adult life, May works as a surgical assistant in a lower-class area of Los Angeles, California, at a veterinary hospital. May's eye doctor first prescribes eyeglasses to treat her lazy eye before prescribing a certain type of contact lens. As May makes an effort to engage with those around her, she spots local mechanic Adam, Jeremy Sisto, and starts to follow him. She meets him at the neighborhood laundromat and schedules her lunch breaks to coincide with his so she may observe him. When May finally musters the courage to approach him and introduce herself, the seemingly ideal gentleman, Adam gets to know her, and when she admits that she's quirky, he responds, "That's okay. I enjoy oddity." Adam appears to find May appealing as well, but May has an obsession on his hands, which she finds to be his most alluring feature. As their relationship progresses, May is taught how to smoke cigarettes by Adam, who teases her when he learns that she has never smoked before. She receives his pack of smokes, and he instructs her to practice. While simultaneously making fun of her for being strange, May's lesbian co-worker Polly, Anna Ferris, who works as the vet clinic's receptionist, starts to exhibit an attraction to May. One day, when May is particularly depressed, she casually remarks that Polly has a lovely neck. Then, purportedly as a result of her bitch landlord's new restrictions prohibiting having pets nearby, Polly gives May her beloved cat Loopy. Adam one day shows her a movie he made called Jack and Jill for his university. The silent black and white movie tells the tale of two teenage lovers who picnic together and end up eating each other. The obvious cannibalism in the movie clearly arouses May, who then loses control after what had been an intense making out session and biting Adam on the lip, causing him to bleed profusely. May seems to like seeing Adam's blood on her, stating it's like his movie, and doesn't realize how scared he is when he cries out in agony and asks for a towel. By May's peculiar nature, Adam is eventually unsettled and departs. May feels horrible and accuses her doll Susie, who scared Adam when he saw her, of inciting her to make poor decisions. She is pushed into the cabinet when she yells at her. May visits Adam's house and unintentionally overhears him and a buddy calling her a lunatic and that he's glad he could get rid of her after he quits calling her, weirded out since she drew blood while they were kissing. May returns home inconsolable to find a message from Polly asking her over. Around this time, Polly finally convinces May to establish a relationship with her. May makes a job inquiry the next day, specifically to take care of the blind youngsters she witnessed playing in the park close to her place of employment. She feels she can relate to Petey, a lonely girl, and is particularly interested in her. The little girl likes May as well, so she gives her a clay ashtray with May's name engraved in the middle. Later that evening, May is in the laundromat and meets Adam enthusiastically when he enters unexpectedly. She tells him she's making new friends and shows him Polly's cat Loopy, who she brought in her wash basket, while also telling him she's making new friends. Adam informs her that his machine is broken and that he would need to use another laundromat in a polite but reserved manner. May approaches his broken computer after he departs and tells her he'll see her later, only to discover that it functions just fine and that he simply didn't want to speak to her. The next day, when May visits Polly, she discovers that she is dating another woman. Although Polly makes it known that she still has feelings for May, it appears that she also wants to see other women. After returning home and making an effort to hide her pain, May is utterly miserable. When Loopy continues to avoid her, May becomes irritated and throws the clay ashtray at the cat, killing her by striking her in the head. May gradually becomes more isolated in her apartment and increasingly hallucinatory, believing that her doll Susie is communicating with her through a sequence of crackles emanating from its glass case, reminds one of the characters in Repulsion. As soon as May tries to call Adam, he tells her not to wait and that he won't be able to see her that evening. Susie's case is revealed to be breaking during the discussion, and May pretends to hear Susie breaking up with May's phone call. This, in May's opinion, suggests that Susie is envious of Adam and does not want May to be close to him. The following day, she chooses to forgive Susie and accepts that she is likely her one true friend. Later, May visits the school for blind children to introduce Susie to the students and tell them that she is her best friend. The kids want to touch it because they can't see it. Susie is delicate, so May attempts to keep the doll away and battles with the youngsters until the doll drops and the glass case shatters all over the floor. The glass cuts into their hands and knees as they start to crawl about hunting for the doll. Also stooping to the ground to save Susie, May cuts herself in the process. Both her own blood and the blood of the kids are all over her. May makes her way back home while carrying the now destroyed, blood-covered Susie. She is heartbroken by everything that has occurred to her. She even rubs her sore eyes before dozing off on her couch with the doll's remains all about her. When Polly calls her in the morning, she expresses concern about May because she hasn't turned up for work. May notices her eyes are bloodshot when she looks in the mirror and switches back to wearing glasses instead of contacts while they heal. The next day, May is waiting for a bus in her neighborhood when James Duval, a punk teenager, sits down next to her and starts talking to her. Her strange comments about humans not being completely beautiful but instead only having perfect parts catch his attention. When he claims that he is only looking to be nice and that May likes the tattoo on his arm, she begins to warm up to him. When they go to May's flat, starts making advances on her. He discovers the cat's body wrapped in plastic as he opens the freezer to fetch ice. He is so shocked that he starts to freak out and call May a freak, which enrages her to the point where she loses it and kills him by stabbing him in the head with a pair of scissors. Afterward, May is seen casually smoking a cigarette while covered in swipes of blood and recalling attacking him. She now understands that the people she had thought of as her friends were only a small portion of who they truly were. She just concludes that a perfect friend can only be created from all the flawless components of the people she once believed to be her friends. On Halloween, May puts on a homemade costume resembling Susie's outfit, straightens her hair, applies white facial powder to make her skin pasty white, and wears blood red lipstick. She rents a sizable ice cooler that is attached to a dolly and leaves. May begins by visiting Polly's home. Note: while wearing the costume for Susie, May also adopts a normal demeanor and outlook, which contrasts sharply with her exuberant, stuttering, childlike behavior. As Susie, May speaks to everyone she interacts with in a cold, indifferent tone of voice without hesitation or stuttering. May and Polly are having a usual talk about work at Polly's house when May steals some scalpels from the animal hospital and inserts one into either side of Polly's neck. Before May abruptly slits her neck, much to Polly's shock, and then stabs herself in the heart, Polly laughs at her, thinking this is a joke, and declares that she knows that May would never hurt her. Ambrosia, Polly's other lover, shows up at the house a little while later and is displeased to see May there. May begs her to spin around for her while praising her legs. Ambrosia agrees, but not before calling her a freak and making jokes about their former connection with Polly. May then stabs her twice in the side of the head. May finally visits Adam's home. When she gets there, she discovers that Adam is there with a different woman named Hoop, so named because of her hoop earrings, who, much to Adam's chagrin, invites May in. May requests that Adam touch her face while they are seated at the table. Adam declines, which causes a conversation between May and Hoop during which the latter informs her that she now has control over Adam's hands. May jumps up and requests that Adam touch her face once more as Adam, who is a little drunk and not feeling well, grows impatient with both ladies. He angrily prods May's forehead, and May responds by stabbing Hoop in the neck. May stabs Adam in the stomach as he turns around and cries in terror. May begins creating her new friend back at home, which is essentially a Frankenstein-like creation. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.